Hey guys, today I thought we could do a full face of e.l.f. I have tons of background noise, upstairs noise, everything noise. Nobody decides to do anything. Do you hear that? That doesn't sound good. Yeah, so I just have a lot of noise today. We live right in the middle of our city, like right in the middle, and we live in a small city. It's not huge or anything, but so there's always activity around, and then everybody likes to move when I get ready to do this. Everybody will sit still until I decide to do something like this, and then it's, oh, we gotta do this, gotta do that, which I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that that's why I have background noise. So do forgive me for that, but it is what it is. So we're gonna do a full face of e.l.f. I got some new stuff, I got some old stuff, so we're just gonna put it all together and see what happens. First, I'm gonna start off with my e.l.f. Putty Eye Primer. I have the shade Rose. It is starting to kind of dry up. You can kind of see around the edges there, but it's still, I'm able to use it. So I'm gonna use it today. This is a Morphe M173 brush, and it's really good for priming with a putty primer. Really good for that, and I like this because it kind of cancels out all of the veins and stuff in my eye, so it's a very blank canvas to start with. It's just really nice. I like it a lot. I've had that for a while, so even though it is starting to dry out, I mean, like, it's lasted for a very, very long time. I may have another full face of e.l.f. I think I do, and if you go back to that video, I probably had it in that video. If I've got one, I'll try to link it with this one, and it probably was newer then, and I could probably tell you about when I got it. So it's probably time for a new one, truth be told, but yeah, I like it. It still works. When you get it at first, it is going to be a little bit more dry, so you will have to work with it a little bit. You can use your finger and that'll kind of warm it up, or just use a brush. For me has worked the best. So e.l.f. came out with this collection. It's not brand new, but it's not been too long ago that they came out with it, and when they first came out with it, I wasn't very interested. So I didn't jump to get it, but I have since seen a lot of reviews on it and people talk about how much they like it, so I decided, well, I need it too. And there was two different palettes. There was a I think light to medium, and then a medium maybe, but here is the e.l.f. and Jen Atkin collab. So this is the medium palette, and it's deep, too deep for me probably, but the reason I went ahead and got it is I wanted to try it. People talked about the packaging and how nice the packaging is, and yes, it looks just like it's plastic, but it is very good packaging, like better than just plastic. It feels nice and hefty. But I've just heard that it was really great quality, and I wanted to try it, so I went ahead and picked up the medium, and I thought, if nothing else, if everything was too deep for me, then I could just use it as eyeshadow, everything. So here I've just swatched the eyeshadows, so you can see the eyeshadow. Let me show you. So here I've just swatched the eyeshadows. You can see the colors on that. Let me go ahead and swatch the bronzer, blush, and highlight. So here is the bronzer and the blush, and then I put the highlight over here. So yes, it is too deep, but at the same time, I can just use it for eyeshadow. I'm gonna go into this lightest shade and just kind of put that in the transition and see how deep it looks on my skin. I know it doesn't look like it's gonna look very deep. Sometimes it can translate a little deeper on the eye than it is in the pan. I didn't really do much, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the bronzer shade and I'm gonna put that in the crease. That actually made a really pretty transition. I think next, I'm gonna go into this shade here. And I'm just gonna put that in the crease just a little bit. That looks so pretty. These blend so effortlessly. Effortlessly. I can't talk, but you know. You know what I mean. Then I'm gonna take this deep brown, and I'm just gonna put that in the outer corner just to kind of deepen it up just a tiny bit. So now I'm going to take this highlighter shade because it's going to be too deep for me. And I'm going to take it and just kind of pack that over the rest of the lid. That looks so pretty. It blended so smooth. I love it. Just to kind of compare sizes, this is the e.l.f. Bite Size eyeshadow. And then, of course, this is the new thing that I got. So this one's definitely bigger. Now for primer, I went ahead and restocked on this because I had used all of it. It's the Poreless Putty Primer. And this was actually, I made this order right before I found out they were coming out with anything new. So I just dug into it, but it's very nice. So I'm just gonna put that in my T-zone. To help with pores. Another primer that I have from e.l.f. is their Mint Melt Cooling Face Primer. I'm not sure if this is like a limited edition thing or what, but it looks like this. People call it a dupe for the Milk Hydro Grip. I don't have the Milk Hydro Grip. But that's what they do compare it to. So I'm going to use this as well just to kind of give me a little bit of extra grip. And it smells really good too. Kind of like mint chocolate chip ice cream. I do have the e.l.f. Foundation. I think it's their Flawless foundation or something like that. I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not a big fan of it. I feel like it moves around on my face a whole lot. Now their BB cream I tried last year and loved, absolutely loved it. And I still have that actually. But one thing that I have tried and really like is the e.l.f. Camo CC cream. I have the shade Light 240W. It's a little dark for me, I'm not gonna lie, but it's doable, it's workable. So I just squirt a little bit on the back of my hand. It's not a very like thin formula, it's kind of thicker, which is nice. So I've got all that blended out. I did purchase this 16-hour camo concealer. No, this is not going under my eyes. This is the shade Deep Cinnamon, and I thought I might do a little bit cream contour with it. I did this in another video that I did with this as well, but I thought that I might try this today again. I'm going to be working quickly. Oh my. Nobody panic. The nose looks a little bronzy. I'm going to work on it. It's important to use two brushes for that fact because I put a little too much on the nose and then I had to work to blend. So I had this shade of the Putty Blush. This is Turks and Caicos, and I went ahead and picked up two more shades. I got Bora Bora and Tahiti. I think I'm going to use Bora Bora today because it goes with the pink in my outfit, and I just want to. And I'm going to do this pre-powder. There are people who say you can do it after, but I've had bad experiences after, so I'm going to personally do it pre. So here is the color Bora Bora. It looks very intimidating. It's not going to look like this on my skin, but I'm just going to take a face brush that's very densely packed, and I'm going to dip in. I think the most important thing is to put just a little bit on the back of your hand and then go in. So it goes from this to this. Much more wearable in my opinion, but it's also good to put it on the back of your hand because it's going to be very saturated on your brush when you dip down in here and like swirl around. It's going to be very saturated, so that's why I dip it on the back of my hand and then just kind of get a little bit off just to kind of move it around and then put it on the face. I just find that it helps and works better that way. But one thing I just realized I did not do is concealer. Oops. I have the hydrating camo concealer, then I also have the regular 16-hour camo concealer. I think I'm going to opt for hydrating today. The shade on this is a little off for me right now, but it's okay. It actually might work. So I'm gonna use a little, because a little goes a long way. Looking good. I'm gonna go with the e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder in light to set my face. Would you like me to tell you guys a secret? I don't think I've ever had a bad makeup day with e.l.f. Halo Glow. I really don't. Not due to e.l.f. Halo Glow, at least. Maybe due to something else, but not due to the e.l.f. Halo Glow. I love it. It is so good. And you would think it's a glowy powder, you're oily, you wouldn't like it. No, I love it, I promise. I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take the blush out of here and just kind of put just a little bit more. And I think this is not my shade. I know it's not my shade, but I'm gonna take the lightest hand into it because I had a primer infused bronzer, but I gave it away. So this is the only bronzer I have from e.l.f. So I'm gonna take just a tiny bit of this and just kind of dot it in here. Just set that in. It's definitely not my shade, but we'll see how things go. Just know it's very pigmented. Very. So for highlighter, I'm going to use my e.l.f. Bite Size Duo in the shade Cantaloupe, and I'm just going to use the highlighter out of it and highlight my cheekbones. I love that highlighter. So pretty. I actually think it's a dupe for the Jaclyn Hill Iced Highlighter. Just saying. Back one more time to this palette. I'm going to just smudge the bronzer shade right under my lash line. So I don't have an e.l.f. brow product like for a pencil or anything. So I just did my NYX Lift and Snatch and my Mary Kay brow pencil. But I do have the e.l.f. Wow Brow. And so that's just basically has some fibers on it to set. And so I'm going to use this. And it's in the shade Brunette. It's getting close to being out. If you want a very good brow gel, this is it. The e.l.f. Wow Brow, you cannot beat at the drugstore, in my opinion. My brow hairs are standing up, and I can just tell that they're going to stay. They do stay. I've used it before, I know that, but I mean, just the way that they look, I know that they're going to be staying. So one more time, I'm going to get back to this palette. I know. I didn't have an e.l.f. eye pencil either, so I just used my ColourPop brown eye pencil in the shade Brew Ha Ha. So I did use that. I'm going to take this brown shade here on a liner brush. And I love this one from ColourPop because I feel like it is just a, sorry, my nose is itching. I feel like it is just at such a good angle. So I'm going to coat my brush. And I'm just going to take and make the smallest little flick up. Actually, I forgot that we used brown on that outer corner. So, I'm actually going to go into the black. Same thing. Going to make this little flick, upward direction there. And just bring it into the lash line. It's not going all the way across. It's just going to be this small little flick at the end. If you blend it into your lash line, it's just going to give, do you see like the difference that just that little bitty flick upward makes? It makes the slightest difference, but it is just, it looks so good. It pulls your eye up just a little bit. It looks good. So just a very small little flick makes such a huge difference. I forgot that I had bought this, and I just saw it just now. It's the Flawless Brightening Concealer. Forgot I had it. I'll use that in another video, y'all. But I bought this again. I gave it away to my sister, and then I've seen a lot of people raving about it and talking about how much they love it. So I'm like, maybe I didn't give it much of a chance. So it's the e.l.f. Lash It Loud Volumizing Mascara. And what I did is the other night, I got this, a couple nights ago. When I got it, I opened it up and I just kind of like played with it a little bit, because sometimes when you use a mascara a few days like into it, like after opening it will get better. So that's what I'm hoping that, you know, opening it and playing with it will do. So I'm gonna give it more of a chance this time. I'm not gonna write it off so quickly, and I'm gonna know that it's gonna be a little bit more liquidy of a formula. I'm gonna be careful. So this brush really reminds me of another brush. And that's all I'm going to say about that right there, because I may be working on another dupes video. Who knows? I have to try out the formula first. Okay, I might have to eat my words on this one. Okay, but we're going to have to wait and see. It's still very liquidy. That is one thing about it that I'm not a huge fan of. I mean, it's not a deal breaker necessarily. Like I said, it could get better. But this looks pretty good. Okay, I have to say that I kind of like this mascara this time around. I might have to eat my words on it, you know. It's really pretty. So I also picked this up from the e.l.f. and Jen Atkin collab. This is the Bring It On Brown liner and lipstick. I wore this yesterday. I won't lie. Couldn't wait. The liner. I love the liner. It is such a pretty pinky, like pinky brown color. Now the lipstick, I'm not crazy about the lipstick. I'll just be honest with you. It's a little bit dry for me. And maybe it was where it was new, like I kind of had to work with it or something. I don't know. But the two together, it was just a little too brown, which it says Bring It On Brown, Whitney. Of course, it's going to be brown. But now the liner itself, I love it, love it, love it. So I think what I'm going to do, instead of wearing these together, I'm just going to take the liner and just fill my lips in. There it is with just the liner. And it doesn't look as pink on my lips as it does on my hand. But yeah, I like that. It's really pretty. Here it comes to save the day. My e.l.f. Seriously Satin in Cream. I'm going to put just a tiny bit in the center. And it just lightened it ever so slightly and makes it so beautiful. I love it. Okay, let's do a rundown. So, I loved everything. We don't have to go one by one. I loved it all. I don't think there's one thing in this video that I used that I didn't love. The only kind of sort of fail was that I put too much of that that concealer on my nose when I was trying to cream bronze. But we saved the day on that one too, with just a little bit of, you know, extra blending and just using two brushes. Make sure you use two brushes when you do that. That way you have your like foundation or, you know, whatever brush, so you can go in and blend. Yeah, so that saved the day there. But I'm just speechless because I love this makeup. I love e.l.f. I think it's an amazing brand. There are so many good things about e.l.f. Like I can't rave about it enough. Their bite-size quads, their eyeshadows are amazing. Their face duos are amazing. Everything they make is just amazing. The only thing I could probably say negatively is that their CC cream is overpriced at $14. I think that that's a little bit crazy for 14 bucks, but you know, it's still a drugstore price, which is still good. So can't complain too much. But everything I tried, I loved. I think it's wonderful. The putty blush, for me, using it under powder is the way to go. You can try it over powder if you're brave enough, but I've had that negative experience and I don't want to go back there. I'm happy to do it underneath. So I've just been a little bit more patient with my application. I think it was around Christmas time when I did that last video, and it was an epic fail. It was so bad. Oh my gosh, it was so bad. Nothing went right in that video, it seems. But you know, it is what it is. But now I take a little bit more time. I love cream products a little bit more now than I did then. I use them a lot more in my routine, and my makeup preferences have changed, so you know that's probably a lot to do with it as well. So this mascara is looking pretty good. I had a little flake there. We'll see if it flakes and does, like, you know, really bad stuff. But so far it's looking pretty good. So we'll keep an eye on it and see. I'll keep testing it. I'm not going to say that you need to run right out and get it, but this time around it was definitely better than the last. So I can't say there's anything in this video that I don't recommend, because I recommend everything. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope that it was a little something, you know, one brand tutorial or whatever, that you enjoyed. And this is amazing. If they have these, you need to get one. And if they restock, I'm gonna get the light one for sure. But the packaging and everything is just amazing on this. Really quickly, I wanted to show you my outfit. If you didn't see my big news video, I've opened my own boutique, Magliona's Boutique, and this is one of our new arrivals. This is our pink animal print sleeveless dress. It's $30.99. You can save 10% if you use code CELEBRATE right now because of our grand opening, of course. I, of course, talked about how I don't like to show my arms. Sometimes I just don't care and I get brave. But if I decided I didn't like to, I could put like a jean jacket or something over top of it and make it look really cute. So it is a little bit of a shorter dress, but it is super, super cute. I love it. I love the colors. I love the fit. It has pockets. Who doesn't love pockets on a dress? But yeah, I love this. I love just the print and everything. It's so comfortable, but yet so cute and stylish too. I will link it down below so that if you would like to check it out, it'll be down below. And again, it's $30.99, but if you take 10% off of that, you'll save a little bit extra. So we do offer Sezzle also. Don't forget that. But yeah, I'm just so excited about the boutique and all the great things we have in store. I am just overwhelmed by the response from all of everybody, but all of you, your sweet words and kind comments mean the world. Thank you so much, and I appreciate you more than you will ever know. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Go check out the boutique. I'll link the actual website below, but I'll link this specific dress below as well. But thanks so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye, guys.